Hello, YouTube. I'm Eldridge Winford Bell II. This is my inaugural YouTube show where I call it Let It Rip, where we talk about sports topics. Just a little background about myself. I went to University of Wisconsin, the true UW. I'm an avid sports fan. I love to play ice hockey as a variety of other sports. My favorite NFL team is the Oakland Raiders. We'll talk about that plenty on this show. My favorite hockey team is the Los Angeles Kings. My team also, the Los Angeles Lakers. Well, you see a common thread here. I'm from Los Angeles, so most of my teams that I like are going to be from Los Angeles. But yeah, this is going to be a show that where I just talk about things that are happening in the NFL, NHL, NBA, just a variety of sports topics that I find compelling in my personal opinion. Feel free to leave me comments about what you would like to hear me discuss or just overall thoughts on the show. So with that being said, let's get to it. Today we're going to focus mostly on the NFL. And the first team I'm going to talk about is the Chicago Bears. And today they just announced that Jay Cutler is going to be benched in favor of Jimmy Clausen. Really? I mean, how do you even say that with a straight face when you have a press conference or you type that out to send to the media? I mean, you just paid this man in the offseason $126 million, and he doesn't even make it the whole season. He makes it, 14 games? And you don't even, I mean, honestly, if I was management, I would say, hey, Jay Cutler's hurt. He's out for the year. Sorry we didn't mention after the game. But no, you just say, hey, we're benching him because we feel like we can win with Jimmy Clausen. Now, don't get me wrong. Back when he was in Notre Dame, Jimmy Clausen, I was a huge fan. Huge fan. But when he got to the league, it wasn't a game for that man. He couldn't show up. Now, he may. I always want to give athletes a different chance, a second chance, like Jim Plunkett, but we'll see how that works out. I don't think that he's going to be Jim Plunkett 2.0. But, I mean, you really benched your $126 million quarterback, and you don't even – I mean, first of all, let's go get something straight. Honestly, Jay Cutler isn't worth $126 million. I think they might have been drunk or under the influence of some substance, because to pay that man $126 million and you knew what kind of quarterback he was, I just don't know how you do that. $126 million, and he doesn't even make it the full season. I mean, honestly, the Bears have had a subpar season. Is Jay Cutler the main culprit? I'll probably say no. The defense has let that team down on numerous occasions, but Jay Cutler has been a part of the problem. Is he the biggest problem? That's debatable, but he's not the only problem. That's what I'm trying to say. And I just don't know how you come out of this season saying, hey, come back next year to all the players, because not only did you flame Jay Cutler through the media, where it leaked out that the management was saying we have buyer's remorse, like this dude isn't worth $126 million, which he's not. But you let it get to the media. The offensive coordinator's flaming him in front of everybody at point blank range. If I'm Coach Trestman, I don't even know what I say to the players going into this week. What do you say with a straight face? Like, hey guys, let's keep playing. I mean, I know they're professionals, but in the back of their mind, they gotta say this season is a joke of the highest order. I mean, $126 million quarterback's getting benched. He's not hurt. He's had a rough season, yeah. But I can't think of any time in the history of the NFL where a team paid a quarterback $126 million and he's benched in week 15. I don't know if you guys can leave a comments and regale me of a time that this happened previously in the NFL, but I don't recall that happening ever. I don't know what to say to the Chicago fans. It's been a rough couple of years for Chicago Bears fans. I mean, you let go of Lovie Smith, who won you 10 games. Then you get Coach Trestman, where he Jay Cutler goes down, and then you have McCown show up, which I thought they should have stuck with McCown, but they say, hey, Jay Cutler's our starter. That didn't go well in the regular end of the season. And then this year has just been a debacle of the highest order. It's been a rough couple of years for Chicago Bears fans. I hope you guys are able to turn around miraculously somehow next year, but we'll see how that goes. Good luck to you guys, Chicago. Good luck to you. As a Raiders fan, I know how you feel. But at least we didn't pay $126 million for a quarterback. I'm sorry. That was low blow. Low blow. Sorry, Chicago fan. Sorry. Next point. The Cleveland Browns. Now, the Cleveland Browns, unlike the Chicago Bears, I just don't know I don't know if they want to win football games. I really don't. Because here you are. You're in the hunt in the AFC North race, or in the AFC. And granted, Brian Hoyer, he hasn't played well in the last couple of games. Fair enough. Won't argue that. That can't be debated. But you're still in the hunt. He's 10-5 as a starter. And you lose a game, a close game, albeit you should have won it. But the very next game, you start Johnny Football. And you're still in the hunt. Why would you start a rookie quarterback who struggled clearly in the preseason and he even admitted that I'm not ready yet in the preseason? Now, obviously, he's a competitor. Johnny Football's a competitor, so he's gonna say he gets a chance to play. He's gonna play and say, "Hey, I'm ready." But let's be real, he's not ready. And you start this man, and it was a show. I mean, it wasn't even a good show. It was the bad show where you go to the ticket box office and you say, hey, we need our money back. We got robbed. And Johnny Football, I want to say I'm a huge fan of him. But I honestly think it's going to take him at least 3 years, maybe 4, to be good in the NFL. There's some doubts. Some people doubt his size. I don't really think size matters in the NFL. I don't think you have to be like 6'4", 6'6". I mean, look at Mike Glennon. I think 6'7", and he's not the true truth of the NFL. So I don't think size matters to that level that people make it out to be. But why would you start Johnny Football when your season's not over? Your season it hangs in the balance, and you say, "Hey, Johnny Football, the team is yours." That's like back in the day where you got your Sega Genesis and you're down to one life and you say, you know what? I don't know. I'm going to hit the reset button. Hitting the reset button. Can't do it. I'm going to start the whole thing over. But you got one life left. And that's the Cleveland Browns. They had a life left. They had life in them. Their season's not done. They're not just playing for fun now. They had playoff aspirations in their hands. It was a tangible thing. Now, I don't know. I just don't know. I saw the game. QBR of 1. QBR of 1. I don't even know what you say to that. I mean, and then after the game, Johnny Football's not going to say, oh, I'm not going to use rookie as an excuse. Okay, sure. But management goes and says, hey, look, we're going to ride with Johnny Football. Why? You saw the film. Why would you go with this man? I mean, Cleveland, just like the Chicago Bears, they've had a rough couple of years. And trust me, as I said before, as an Oakland Raiders fan, I know how it is. But you have a chance to go to the playoffs and you just abort your season. I mean, sometimes management can't acquiesce to public demands and media demands. I mean, you heard it on social media. You saw it on social media and all the media pundits on the big networks saying, hey, it's time to start Johnny Football. No, it's not. No. You go with the guy who's 10-5 as a starter. The guy who's proven, who can read coverages. Now, honestly, he's had bad games. Yes, I said that before, but you ride the ship, okay? Quarterbacks go, it's an ebb and flow game. Like, you're in the ebb part. Wait it out to the flow, at least until your season's for sure over. But to go with Johnny Football, that's just saying that you just don't want to win this year. After what you saw in last week's game, I just say you go to Brian Hoyer if you want to win. But I guess sometimes management acquiesces to public demands. I don't know. I hope they do good this week coming up, but I just don't have that much expectation for Johnny Football after what I saw in the preseason and what I saw in that game where he had a QBR of 1. And finally, the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, I don't even know. Reports came out today that Michigan, the University of Michigan, is offering Harbaugh $49 million to be the coach of Michigan. Now, granted, Michigan has had a rough couple of years. Can't say that I'm sad because, once again, University of Wisconsin, let's go. Go Big Red. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Why would, if you're the 49ers, why would you get rid of Jim Harbaugh? I mean, I get the friction between good old Jed York and Harbaugh, but didn't you see what happened with the Dallas Cowboys in 1994 when Jerry Jones had a riff with Jimmy Johnson? He said, okay, we can win with anybody. We're going to fire you off and send you off to Miami. You see how well that worked out. You have all the players saying, man, if we had Jimmy Johnson, we would have won more Super Bowls. Now, granted, they did win another Super Bowl in 95 with Barry Switzer. Fair enough. But why would you get rid of a coach who's giving you proven success? Harbaugh. Outside of the Terrell Owens and the Jeff Garcia days, they really had no success. Harbaugh comes in, literally resurrects Alex Smith's career, turns him from a bust into literally a good quarterback. I won't say great, but a good quarterback. Good quarterback. You go to an NC Championship game. You lose a tight one to the Giants. Then you go to another NFC Championship game with Colin Kaepernick. I mean, he made a gutsy call, benching Alex Smith and going with Colin Kaepernick. Now it seems to be on the rocks for that move because Colin Kaepernick has struggled, but yeah, they still got to the NFC Championship and they won. They went to the Super Bowl where they lost on a last-second play. Then you go to another NFC Championship where you go to the Seahawks and it again comes down to a last-second play, where you win at Richard Sherman. I don't know why would you go there, but hey, that's Colin Kaepernick's decision making. We'll discuss that for another day. This is just specifically management and coach. Now, 3 straight NFC Championship games. 3. And you're letting it be known, basically, the writing's on the wall in permanent ink that Harbaugh is going to be gone. He's going to be gone. Why would you do that when you've had no success prior to that coach in some time? I just don't understand that. I mean, granted, they've had a rough season this year, but it's to be expected because look how many players they lost. They lost Alden Smith for 10 games. They lost Navarro Bowman for basically the entire season. They lost Patrick Willis in the middle of the season. I mean, these aren't just like serviceable players or okay players, or even good players. These are like perennial all-pro players. And he still was able to get this team to play night in and night out, especially with the Ray McDonald issue where he just got released today for another domestic issue. That's another whole story. That's a different topic that I won't get into for this show. But you have all these injuries, and you still have playoff aspirations for the most part until like 2 weeks ago when they lost to the Raiders. Can't say that I'm mad about that. Go Raiders. But anyway, your season was pretty much salvageable with all these injuries. Then you had Chris Borland come in, who went to the University of Wisconsin. And he's out for the year. I mean, he had all these injuries. The offensive line has had several injuries. Colin Kaepernick, he struggled. offensive play calling been questionable, for sure, questionable. But with all that, and with all the controversy saying, hey, Harbaugh's going to get fired, he's going to get fired. But night in and night out, this team was prepared to play and was fighting. And with all that said, you still had a chance to go to the playoffs. And you're going to fire a guy who's able to put this team together and have them have one cohesive unit on Sunday amidst all this turmoil. I just don't know why you make that decision. I don't know why you make that call. I just don't know why. I mean, you would think grown men would have the foresight or be pragmatic enough to say, you know what? You said some things. I said some things. I'm sorry. Here's a bottle of champagne, bottle of wine, whatever you drink. Sorry about that. Let's get this ship right. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. No. I just don't get it. It's like history repeats itself 20 years later. Now, granted, the 49ers didn't win 2 Super Bowls like the Cowboys did, but the principles are still the same. Like, why would you get rid of a coach like this? And just like with the 49ers, the Cowboys, there was writing on the wall during that 93 season when they won. They said, hey, there's rift between Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. And I just don't understand if you're Jet York, why would you even hesitate? Why would you even think about letting Harbaugh go? I just don't know. Good luck to you 49er fans. It's going to be, honestly, I feel like it's going to be a 30 for 30 where they're able to say, what if I told you history repeats itself 20 years later? But the 49ers blew up the chance to win Super Bowls. Obviously they probably narrated better than that, but I mean, geez, there's going to be a 30 for 30 for this team because I honestly believe unless they get a miracle coach that can just galvanize his team and get a new influx of talent, I just don't see them winning in the near future. I think they'll regress and they'll probably have to blow the whole team up again. But we'll see. We'll see. Thanks, guys, for watching. This has been my inaugural show of Let It Rip. Feel free to leave comments and feel free to subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Please feel free to leave any comments on any topics that you wish for me to talk about. Thank you and have a good day.